It's crazy to think now that it's really not that long until the release of the iPhone 16 all the way up to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, as it's coming out this September time. And I, for one, am really excited for it to be coming. And we've been told that we're going to be getting some big upgrades, including some big battery life and design changes. Let me tell you about these big wow features today. So like I said, leaks you might have seen before, but we're just going to recap on all of them today. The camera is going to be changed from diagonal to vertical again. Very similar to like what we had on the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12. But one of the big differences is that it won't be in like a big sort of square tile like before. It'll be like in a pill, very similar to lenses. I have also got larger during that time, but it will be something very similar to what we have here. And the main reason why I have facial vision. This is the main reason why this is going to be happening. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the video. The actual look of the design isn't going to be changing that much at all. That's because, as you can see right here, the bezels are going to be even thinner around the iPhone. And also what this means is that the actual iPhone screens are actually going to be larger. So at a diagonal kind of amount here, the iPhone 16 Pro is now going to be a 6.3 inch up from the 6.1 inch, and then also the iPhone 16 Pro Max will be 6.9 inches up from the 6.78 inch that we have right now. So we're talking about 0.1 of an inch larger on the iPhone 16 Pro Max and about sort of 0.2 of an inch larger than what we have on the iPhone 16 Pro. So you can see first of all here the iPhone 16 Pro to the iPhone 15 Pro that the thickness is going to be about the same, but you can see here that the height is going to be about 3 millimeters bigger and then just under 1 millimeter sort of wider too. And like I said, it will have that 6.3 inch display, and because it's slightly bigger, it's going to weigh slightly heavier too, at 194 grams instead of 187. Again, the thickness is probably going to stay exactly the same, but this time the height will be 163 millimeters. So we're talking around about 3 millimeters, slightly larger than the iPhone 15 Pro Max we have now at 159.9, essentially 160 millimeters. And then obviously the width is going to be slightly bigger too. It's going to be around just under 1 millimeter wider, 77.58 millimeters compared to 76.7 millimeters. Obviously we talked about that larger display, and of course with this larger display it does mean it's going to be slightly heavier too. So it's going to be 225 grams over 221 grams. So now I wouldn't get too worried that you're thinking that the iPhone 16 Pro models are going to get much larger and obviously, oh, that's not going to fit in my pocket. The design is really staying the same for the iPhone 16 Pro models, but there is one extra new button that's going to be added to the iPhone 16s and the iPhone 16 Pros too. Talking about earlier with the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 16 Plus and why it's been made vertical is because right now with the iPhone 15 Pro models, we actually use the two sort of vertical cameras right now for spatial vision, and this is going to be needed obviously on the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 16 Plus too. So this dedicated button is mainly going to be for this. I'm hoping that this button can be changed a bit like the action button, that you can maybe change it to special camera features. This would be really cool to see, but we'll have to just wait and see there with the standard iPhone 16. So compared to the iPhone 15, it's going to get around about a 6% change in increase here. Like I said, stick around for all of this because like I said, there's more to the story here than just general sort of battery sizing. The iPhone 16 Plus is actually going down by 9% in its battery size this time round. Well, it's a bit of a shocker there, I will give you that. The iPhone 16 Pro is going up by 2.5%, and then the iPhone 16 Pro Max is going up over by 5% compared to the iPhone 15 Pro Max from last year. We're going to be getting an A18 and an A18 Pro this time round inside the iPhone 16s and the iPhone 16 Pro models. We're not going to be getting the A17 Pro Apple Intelligence and all of this. It's got to fulfill those kind of needs there. So this is what's going to be happening. We're going to get those changes here. So with this, what this basically means is that these new SOC or these new chips here, they're probably going to be even more efficient than they were before. 3 nanometer process, as you can see, right, what is even more efficient than the 3 nanometer process we had last year for the A17 Pro. Also going to be changing with the iPhone 16 batteries is the brand new stacked battery design. Something, again, this is what I've mentioned on my channel, and we've had this stacked battery design before in the likes of the MacBook, what we got back in 2015. This was to utilize more space, and also stacked batteries are also far quicker to charge up. Overall life of the battery, of when you're keeping it, will actually slow down. So that is really, really good to see. Details about this MacBook Pro: it is an M3 model, and what it actually has, it has upgraded to 16 gigabytes of RAM inside of it, and also it has 512 gigabytes of storage too. Very soon there is going to be an announcement on this channel. There will be a little form to fill in too as well. So yeah, keep out your eyes for USB-C. We could get up to 40 watts per hour charging at last now, and this is up from around about the 27, 28 sort of wattage. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I know it's near that amount of charging wattage that we have right now.